Hello students, welcome back to class. This will be your last lesson for the term, and I think a very important one too. Well, all of our lessons are important, but this is kind of fun because what you learn in this class today is English that you can use in your everyday life, but it also plays a very important role in the business world. In Chapter 8, as you can see here, we're going to learn how to make plans. Basically, this means telling people what we will do. This is important in the business world because when you will have a client, maybe the client might like to know what you are going to do. If you have a job as a secretary, an executive assistant, your boss, the CEO, may ask you about his schedule for the day. In that case, you would be using the English that we're going to learn today in Chapter 8. There are many other contexts that you can use Chapter 8 English, and you will recognize that as we begin. So let's begin. All right, let's start out with some vocabulary. I want you to look at this word here. Can you say that? We have a W-E apostrophe R-E. How to say that? Well, it means we are. And how to say it is we're. We're. It kind of sounds like the word weird, only without the d. We're. Look right here. We're. Yes, my face looks a little bit weird, but that's because in English you have to move your mouth differently than how you would in Thai language. So try to copy the face that I make. Okay, you and me. We. Okay, and er. All right, we're. Fantastic. Now we can use this word to talk about 4 vocabulary words. These are things that you might do with the client. I'm not talking about retail customer service. No, no, no. I'm talking about a corporate job. You see, when you work a corporate job, building a network is really important. When I say network, I mean a professional friendship. You need to get people to like you. So that means if you are an accountant for DTAC and you have an executive from Samsung visiting from Korea, they're coming to Bangkok, well, you should probably show them a good time when you are in Bangkok with them. When I say show them a good time, I mean be a tour guide, take them to attractions, take them to the mall, take them to the bar. That's right, I said it, the bar. We're going to learn English for all of that. Let's talk about the movies, or as you say, the cinema. If you are going to the movies, or if you are going to the cinema, you could also say seeing, right here, seeing a show. A show means a movie. Seeing means to watch, to look at. When you say we're seeing a show, this is a way that you will answer a question about the future. If someone says, hey, what are you seeing tomorrow? Or what are you seeing tonight? Those are both questions about the future, about tonight and about tomorrow. We answer those questions with ing and are. We are seeing a movie. We're seeing a movie. Simple. Similarly, you could also say, we will see a show. We will see a show. But you can also say, we're seeing a show. I don't want to get too much into grammar, but you are correct. Are is present tense. However, it is okay and normal to use the present tense sometimes when answering a question about the future. The reason why is because the ing here, ing, this is something about what you did already, you are doing now, and you will continue to do. Present continuous. So it's totally okay to use this sentence. This sentence for answering a question about the future. Let's talk about after the movie. Well, after the movie, maybe you want to take your client to the bar. This is actually a picture from a bar in Bangkok. Please copy me. We're going to a bar. We're going to a bar. Going. You probably recognize this word from the first two letters, go. So yes, this means to go. And to go where? Going to a bar. When you use the word going, be sure to use the word to after it. We're going to Tesco. We're going to SF Cinema. We're going to a show. All right? Going to. Next. We all get hungry, right? Well, if someone says, where are you going to eat? You could answer, we're eating at Sizzler. We're eating at Sizzler. Fun fact, Sizzler is not a special restaurant in America. It is a restaurant from America. Sizzler is not a Thailand restaurant, it's an American restaurant. And in the USA, yeah, this is cheap food, not special. So sometimes you might see an American in Thailand, and when they see Sizzler, they kind of smile because it's a special restaurant here. Anyways, anywhere that you're eating, you can answer a question by saying, we are eating at MK, we're eating at Swenson's. Hey, where are you going to eat at? Where are you going to eat at? Or, where are you eating at? Or, where are we eating at? Well, if they say, where are we eating at? We are eating at Sizzler. What about if they say you? Hey, where are you eating at? Do you know what to say? Yes, I am. I'm I'm eating at Sizzler. Do you want to come? Last, visit. When you have your client visiting your company, you want to show them around your town. Well, what if you are the client? Okay, maybe you are going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, okay? And you want to know what you will do. And you ask them, hey, where will we be visiting today? Where, Tinai, where will we be visiting today? They could answer you, we're visiting the Badu Caves. We're visiting the Batu Caves. Right here, Batu Caves. Fun fact, this is one of the tallest Hindu statues. I think of Shiva, I'm not quite sure. I went here a few years ago, it was really fun. I didn't see any colors, but yeah, this guy right here, super tall, super tall. All right, so that is your vocabulary. Let's move on to talking about time. Time. Hey. Okay. Time. For time, you are going to love this. All right, so you know it's not easy to talk about the time in English. In America, we speak differently than our brothers in England. In England, they might say, 3:15, 9:30. And just trying to think about what they're talking about, it's not easy to remember. It's maybe a little bit easier to just say 9:30. Why say 9:30? Just say 9:30. Give us the numbers to put in our head. Keep it simple. Well, I can make it easier for you. You see, American English and England English, we both agree on times of the day. And that's what these are right here. Times of the day. Monday morning, so morning. Afternoon. Evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Let's talk about time. So between 1 o'clock in the morning at night until 11 o'clock in the morning, we say morning. Between these times, we say afternoon, and in between these times, we say evening. So if you are going to Sizzler at 7 o'clock in the morning, or in America, we say 7 a.m., Monday at 7, you can just say, I'm going to Sizzler Monday morning. Hey, when are you going to Sizzler? Oh, Monday morning? I'll stay home. It's kind of early. Now, if you want to know what time in the morning, then you can say what time. Hey, when are you going to Sizzler? Monday morning. What time? 7 o'clock. Never mind. Next. So, that Black Widow movie, it's coming out to a theater near you. And when it does, it will come out around this time. So when will the Black Widow movie be in theaters? Again, when will the Black Widow movie be out in theaters? Correct. It'll be out Thursday evening. Thursday evening. And again, like I said before, if you want to know what time, just say what time. Next, for the caves, Wednesday afternoon. All right, we are finished with chapter 8. Let's get into chapter 9. Our lesson is almost over. I'm just giving you the good stuff today. More good stuff is going to continue with how to give an opinion right here. How to give your opinion. All right, so for opinion, this is really, really good to know because if you have a job where you need to think and tell people what you think, well, how to talk about that in English? Well, it's pretty easy. Just say, I think. I think, I think, I think. I think. So, for example, this is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I'm saying I think that Fast 3 is the greatest racing movie of all time. Well, is it true? Is Fast 3 the greatest movie of all time? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm telling you about my feelings. Now, when I talk about what I think and my feelings, I will say I think. You too. Let's use the example of tourism English. Here, we have a UTI. Wat mahatat, wat tamekarat. Tamekarat. Chamay? I don't know. I want to know. Please tell me in the comments below. Continuing. When you want to tell people what you think, you can say, please copy me. Copy me. I think. Good. And personally, I. Personally, I. Yeah. And finally, I prefer to. Okay, good. All right. So, right here, personally. When you say personally, it means that you are telling somebody what you feel and what you think. When you say I think, it means you are using your brain. You are speaking from your beliefs, from your values, from what you have learned in your life. That is thinking. That's your opinion. But here, prefer. So this is pretty cool. Look on the bottom here. So prefer is when you say, I like this more than this. Does that make sense? So it is a way of telling someone what you don't like without saying, I don't like. It's a very polite way to say, I don't like. For example, which temple is better? Wat Mahatat or Wat Tamikarat? If you say, I prefer, check this out. I prefer Wat Mahatat to Wat Tamikarat. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? So we did not speak bad. We did not complain. We did not blame. We just said that we prefer Wat Mahatat to Wat Timakarat. You can use this for music. Maybe you like the music of Adriana Grande a lot, but you like Nicki Minaj a little bit. So you would say, I prefer the music of Adriana Grande to Nicki Minaj. Simple. Personally, remember, this is where you talk about what you think and what you feel. Personally, I prefer, so prefer means what you like. Prefer means what you like. But it's not only that. If you like something, then it means that you don't like something else. But in English, when we say prefer, prefer means, it's difficult to say this, students, for prefer. Like, think of strong and weak, or strong and not strong. So if you say I like wat mahatat, okay? But you also like wat tabekarat. So you like this temple, you like this temple, but you like this temple more. So that's an example of how we would use prefer. Personally, I prefer Wat Mahatat. It is a beautiful temple. So for Wat Timakarat, ไม่ใช่ไม่ชอบชอบนิดหน่อยอันนี้ชอบมาก So in English, you would say, I prefer. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please comment below. Okay, now let's talk about agree or disagree. Here, we have learned how to talk about what we think or talk about what we feel. Now, we are going to learn how to agree or disagree with what other people are saying. A. Think of this as, okay, the A is me, Teacher Ken, A. Personally, students, I prefer Wat Pu Kao Tong. Okay, now B, that's you, the student. If you agree with me, ทุกท่องนะครับ วัดภูเขาทองสวยมาก If you agree, right here, agree, then you would say, yeah, I agree with you, or totally, I agree with you, or I agree with you. If you disagree, then you could say, I'm not sure, I disagree. You can say that. But for our class, Business English, I want to teach you a more polite and professional, a formal way of speaking. So you can say, yes, but it's too far from Ayutthaya. Wat Mahatat is closer. Let me tell you what's going on here. When you say yes, this is a way of letting the person know that you hear them, you understand them, and yeah, you understand what they're talking about. When you say the word but, this means you disagree. Yes, but how to say that in Thai? ถูกต้องนะครับแต่ว่าใช่ไหม Still learning Thai. Yes, but, and then talk about why Wat Mahatat is better. Yes, but it's too far from Ayutthaya. When we say the word it, we are talking about this temple. Do you know why? It's because The first sentence spoken by me is about Wat Pu Kao Tong. So when the second person replies, that's you, you don't have to say the name of this temple. You can just say the word it. These shortcuts are why I love speaking English. It's so easy and kind of lazy to have all these shortcuts, being able to say it's and that's and this is. We could talk more about that in the next lesson, next time. This is our last lesson. If you want to know more about that, comment below. Continuing, and now talk about what is not good, like why you disagree. We're going to say that Wat Pu Kao Tong, it's too far from Ayutthaya. It is far. This temple is not near Ayutthaya, it is kind of far. And now we can say Wat Mahathat is closer. So that's how you agree and disagree. I want you to remember that when we say the word but, we're letting the person know that we're going to give a different opinion or a different view. That's all for today. Really, that's it. Our lesson is finished. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking business English with me. If you have any suggestions about how to improve this class for future students, please send me an email. If you have any other questions about your projects, email me too. Do not forget to write your name and your student number in the comments below. And I want to remind you that May 15th is when your final exam is due. So remember to follow instructions. It's not easy to read all of that English, but I put a lot of important information if you want to get full points for your project. I mentioned this already. Email me if you have any questions. Also, don't be late. I want to give you your grades on time this term. When I have students who give me their work late, that means I have to spend more time in the office putting scores and grades together, and that makes it so much more difficult to give everybody their grades quickly. So please help each other, encourage each other to get your work in on time. This feels good. Last day of school. I'm looking forward to seeing your projects, and yeah, again, thank you for being here. I will see you around school when this whole COVID-19 thing is over. Oh, before I go, if you're listening this much, you get some special information, really. If you like coffee, you must go to, it's called Green Leaf Cafe or New Leaf Cafe. They're on Tanon Pomprau Street in Ayutthaya. It's the next street up from Chao Prom. There they have Americano yin with honey and lemon. It's really delicious. It's like 50 baht, which isn't cheap. It's not expensive, but the coffee is so delicious. You would love it. There you go. New Leaf Coffee or Green Leaf Coffee on Pomprau Street. Fantastic. Thank you, students.